Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. 10 years time it took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Come on out, 1965, them boys were called upon. Some fist fighting cowboys in them jungles of Vietnam. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Yeah, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. 19 years old, doing the bidding for Uncle Sam. Desert boots strapped on my feet, machine gun in my head. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Come on now. Strapped across my vest, 800 more, and I'm gonna pluck one in your chest. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Oh, 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 I'm a mean motherfucker. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker. So don't you never double cross me.
wear a condom. We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you all is? How you all is? Oh shit, man! It has been a week. And hold on. I gotta play a video. I gotta play a little audio clip. I'm gonna see if it comes through. It's from a guy. His name is Mitch Hedberg, and I want to start the show with this 17-second clip. Hold on.
There would never be an escalator temporarily out of order sign. I like an escalator, man, because an escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. All right. There would never be an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Only an escalator temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience.
All right, I just had to share that shit because that's been on my mind all fucking for like 2 days. That's been on my mind for like 2 days, man. Mitch Hedberg, yeah, Mitch Hedberg should never have died, dude. That was fuck crazy. Oh, Mitch Hedberg. But yeah, so yeah, dude, I don't even fucking know. I don't even know where to begin with this week, dude. First off, I found out that the reason I like building model planes is because my mom took lots of Tylenol when she was pregnant with me. But she only took Tylenol because she was hungover and had really bad headaches. That's cool. That's all right, though. Oh, man. And then fucking when the Rapture didn't happen again. Dude, I'm so sick of living through the end of the world events, dude. Fucking the Mayans, like 15 Raptures, fucking all of it, man. You can operate a elevator with 2 buttons. Man, just climb up the stairs. And like as soon as that shit happened, his wife was like, fuck it. Ivanka was like, I got this shit. So Ivanka, what the fuck's her name? Whatever, Mrs. Prez. So like, fuck it. She's just walking up the stairs and his old ass like, man. But hey, I'll take his side though. I feel him, man. Fucking sometimes a flight of stairs becomes too much. Sometimes a flight of stairs becomes too much. I get it. It turns out one of his dudes turned the escalator off. That's whatever. Then he gets up there and tells the rest of the world their countries are going to hell or whatever. Just I don't know, dude. I don't want him to fail. You see that right now. I don't want any of our presidents to fail because it's like getting on the plane and hoping the pilot crashes. Motherfucker, you're on the plane too. But I was talking to a really good friend of mine today, and he's a farmer here in South Dakota, and he's like, man, I can't, none of my fucking beans are fucking, I'm like, yeah, dude, that's the fucking trade war, dude. Like, yeah, fucking China's getting all their beans from, like, Brazil and shit now. All of it. They're building a giant new port in Brazil so they can export more corn and beans from Brazil. And it's cheaper. I'm like, well, what are we going to do with our soybeans? I'm like, I don't fucking know. We're going to sell it to, like, a lot of that, dude, this is what people don't fucking understand, dude. Like, all that shit, like USAID, okay? They bought corn and soybeans and beef and pork from our farmers and then gave it to fucking poor people and hungry people in, like, Africa and shit, right? But that was a waste of money. Well, now fucking farmers don't have any markets for their fucking crops. And if they do have fucking markets, it's going to be like pretty short-lived because, you know, you've got all these crops coming out of the field pretty quick starting now, and there's no fucking market for them. And if you do a market, it's at the fucking it's basement prices. And he's one of the biggest pro-Trump dudes I've ever met. And I feel bad. I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for because I'm from Iowa, and I watch, you know, farmers struggle. I grew up in the '80s, man. Farmers always struggle. Farmers, that's a struggling business, man. They're always hand to mouth. Any dumbass who was skydiving once, you need parachutes to do it twice. Oh man, I used to have a shirt that said, if first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. But I look at like what like I said, I don't. One of my very best friends in the world, and he listens to the show sometimes, so I don't know if he's listening or not. I hope he is. I miss you, buddy. Miss you, Tim. And like his son is pretty severely on the spectrum. You know, is basically nonverbal. Has to have like a little tablet to communicate and shit, right? And for me, that'd be a struggle. But for him, dude, he's like, fuck yeah. He's like, he's like, it's my fucking son. Dude, I love my son. I'm taking my son to do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm next son on fucking vacation. He does all the things with him. Is he a little bit harder to be around? For me, yeah, because I don't have that, right? I don't have a son who's always go. But like I spent quite a bit of time with him this summer, and I was like, man, like just once you kind of start seeing like how his brain works and how he associates things, it's completely different. I couldn't even fucking explain how different it is, but it's like it's not bad. You know what I mean? That's been so to watch him, and I'm not even say struggle, but just like because he's been there. You know, his son's what 6 now, so for 4.5 years that he's been now mobile and being able to act and react the way he is, and they live in Maine, and Maine has very, very good social net security for children like that. And not just children with autism or mental conditions, but also physical conditions. They take care of each other, right? This whole fucking thing, okay? We as Americans need to fucking take care of each other, right? When you see someone who needs help, you give them a fucking hand up. And we've like lost that as a society on both sides, dude. But like, I didn't watch the funeral procession on Sunday. The grinder fest or whatever they had in. But you know what? I didn't. The only person that seemed to make it anyway right was Charlie's wife when she was talking about how she forgives him, gives the killer. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if she does. I'm telling you, it'd be tough for me to forgive someone if someone shot my wife tonight, it'd be hard for me to forgive them. I'll say that. But that was the only Christian value that I heard or saw in that. And my wife teaches fucking Sunday school. My wife teaches confirmation for our kids. Right? I am not an unreligious person. But the stuff that my church teaches, to love everybody and to take care of the needy, to feed the poor. Jesus fed the poor. He didn't tax them. He didn't yell at them. Tell them to pull up by the bootstraps. You can't stand there and say you're a Christian and then not live up to those values. You're a nationalist. And that's fine. If you want to be a nationalist, that's cool. Absolutely be that. I'm not telling you not to be that. But don't veil it with Christianity, because that's blasphemy. You can't have a mouthful of Christianity and a heart full of hate. That's not how that works. And I think that if that's your idea of Christianity, you've strode away from the flock. Yeah, judgment is a huge thing people forget about in religion. Yeah. Yeah, united we stand, and Megan the Dems want to divide us. Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the deal, and this is where it is. And I've been on this rant for several weeks now. It's not left versus right. It's rich versus poor. And as soon as the poor start to figure that out, there's way more poor people than there's rich people. And I think that's what really scared them about that Luigi thing. Right? That's what really scared them about Luigi. And people like copycat that or threatening to. They forget, like they live behind these walls. Right? They live behind these walls that, whether they're literal walls or metaphorical walls that they've built up around themselves. And they forget that people have equalizers to that. And I think this is me getting some tinfoil shit, but I wonder if that's why, there's certain groups that really are pushing for ending the Second Amendment. And I think that's part of that. As long as we're armed, we do have a little bit of recourse to that. But if we're going to start putting the military in people's towns and shit, like, I don't know, dude, there's just a lot of shit that's gone on. And I'm not even blaming fucking Trump and the MAGAs for this. I'm blaming a lot of us for this. We've allowed this to happen to us. And it's stuff like, we argue about capitalism and socialism and all the isms. You know who makes the money? Who makes the money? Labor. Labor makes the products. Labor produces the things. Whether it's under socialism or under capitalism, or you name the ism. Socialism, communism, capitalism, the ism doesn't matter. Labor makes, the only difference is where the money goes. And I'm not some fucking far left fucking dope smoking hippie who's like, man, that goddamn, I ain't trying to be that way. And I think that this is where this Kimmel thing really stands, because like I said, I don't listen to Jimmy Kimmel normally. I did listen to a set last night. He won there. I did listen to him last night. I didn't listen to him live last night. I listened to him I don't have network TV on anything. All my stuff is on streaming. But I did listen. I watched it on YouTube today. And he was right. All that stuff he said was right. I agreed with his stuff last night. But I generally don't. I don't think that late night comedians are very funny. To me, they're not. It's not something I've ever really got into. My parents never really got into watching even like Carson or anything. The only time I've ever really watched something late night was like, I remember watching the White Stripes on, I think it was like Leno or something a long time ago, or I don't know, one of them or something. You know what I mean? I don't watch that shit. That's not me. But, and I don't agree that people, I don't agree with people that burn flags. I don't agree with any of it. But I do know that I took an oath and I went to fucking war and got hurt and watched friends of mine get really bad hurt to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And that's in there. And granted, Disney's probably got more money than the fucking federal government does, and so they could stand up to old D. Treasy. But like, how long until the rest of it? I don't know. Maybe I'll get fucking. We used to get zucked all the time. I remember getting zucked, man. We'd say the wrong thing, and like, I don't know if it was like certain keywords or what, it would end our stream. That was years ago. We don't see that shit much anymore. We just get demonetized afterwards. They let you keep talking. They just demonetize your video. You'd be surprised how people would help each other, but at the same time, there would be groups trying to destroy everything for stupid crap. Yeah, dude. I wonder if you just took all the bumper stickers and all the fucking hats and merch and grift, and if you took all that away from both sides and you just grab 1,000 people and you put them in a fucking town, build Normalsville, Kansas, right? And you just take 1,000 random fucking people from all over the place, right? A couple guys from New York, a couple gals from Texas, couple people from, just go around and grab 1,000 people just with a fucking random, like a TSA screening, but they get on the plane and fly to Normalsville, Kansas, right? And just turn off all the hate mail that is fucking Facebook and social media and all of the news and late night comedians and fucking press conferences and all this, that, and the other, and you just take all that away, how people would genuinely react to each other. I don't know. There's not a lot of love around. That sucks. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit. Kill the net and electric people as a cookie. I'm gonna say this though. I wonder if you did that. If something happened, they talk about like solar flares and shit or whatever could fucking wipe out all the satellites, and how do you think would happen? Do you think fucking people could survive? If something happened and we even got set back 100 years, 150 years, right? How could people survive? I don't know if I could survive. I can hunt, I can fish, I can dress game. My wife can plant vegetables in the garden. Like, I'd probably be okay here. Personally, I could build a house of sharp rock. See, I don't know if I could do that. Like, could I? Yeah. Man, okay. If I could go out in the woods fucking 5 miles from my house, if I had my chainsaw, and I could probably build a cabin. Take my chainsaw and gas away, though? Man, I don't know. Could I, if needed to? I probably could. But I'm fat, dude. I've grown pretty accustomed to modern amenities like Diet Mountain Dew and shit. But I couldn't imagine. Dude, I don't think we'd make it as a species. I think there'd be a hardy few who could make it. But yeah, I don't know, dude. That'd be tough, man. That'd be tough. Fuck it, let's try it. I'm down. I'm down. Fuck it. It's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I think you do that. That'd be an interesting social experiment. Just grab 1,000 or 10,000 people from across the country and drop them into fucking Normalsville, Kansas. Just build a town in the middle of nowhere. Drop them in there. Freshwater and beans would be key. Yeah. Okay. Freshwater and beans. I could do that. I like beans. My wife hates beans. Man, I'd have to have some meat though too. We got chickens. I could eat chickens, eggs. I'd have to have I'd have to have potatoes. I'd have to grow lots of potatoes, but you can grow potatoes in fucking buckets. That's pretty easy. You can grow potatoes. If you can't grow potatoes, you're a fucking NIMBY, dude. Potatoes are easy as fuck to grow. See what else. Was it 2 years ago? You're right, they did, dude. We did, and I wonder how many people did. Seriously, Cowboy. I wonder how many people could live the way we lived 200 years ago. Something that I think, honestly, like I think like the fishing, the hunting, the trapping, the berries, the fucking shit like that. I think people could figure that out. You know, the stuff I think we would really struggle with is stuff like making clothes. You know what I mean? Like tanning hides and shit. Like I know how to tan. I know how to brain tan hides. You know what I mean? But I do fucking. I could probably. Oof. Yeah, I could probably fucking keep my family in tanned in like buckskin stuff, but like I don't know, like buffalo robes and shit. Like that's the other problem too, dude. We don't have the. Well, I mean, we could just go out and hunt cows and shit. Missouri's a good place because water's everywhere. Yeah, but Missouri's kind of fucking. Oof. I don't know, dude. I actually would be okay up here. So, Keith, how are you, buddy? We're just talking about the end of the world. Talking about people getting raptured and not, like, living in cabins and shit. I think the winter would be tough up here. I'd have to teach my kids how to fucking chop trees down and shit. Yeah, I could. I mean, I would be okay. I think my family would be okay. Learning how to make bows and arrows and traps and securing resources. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, in my scenario, I'd grab, like, what I had here and go up in the hills, right? And I would have a rifle with a couple thousand rounds of ammo, right? But, yeah, after that runs out, you know, like, how do you, you know, I don't know how to nap flint. I would learn. I mean, I know enough about it to figure it out, I think. I could probably figure it out. I know it takes a lot of fucking practice and a lot of work. But, I mean, I could probably do it. God, that'd be tough, man. Tie a big sharp rock to a solid stick. Yeah. Make a spear. Yeah. I mean, we'd be starting over. But, I mean, how many people, like, back in the day, and I live in the West, right? I know, like, there's a lot of Native Americans here who are only a couple generations removed from that lifestyle. You know what I mean? And they try to keep it alive. But I wonder how much, you know, as far as, you know, making a bow, hand making an actual bow. I wonder how many, like, Native Americans could even do that. Not without some practice, anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I could figure it out after a while, but, like, you know, what's the right wood? What's the, you know, what do you look for in a good staff and a good arrow, kind of? You know what I mean? Like, I know that they were. Oh, it'd be tough, man. I think it'd be interesting after, you know. God, I can't even hardly walk through my yard barefoot anymore. I don't know. I don't know how long I live without my blood pressure meds and shit anyway. Cat Wednesday's half Native American, so yeah, I know. Yeah. But I mean, like, okay, like I said, out here there's they're pretty, you know, there's reservations and they do pretty they try really hard to keep that type of stuff alive in their schools and in their deal. What's up, Coach? What do you say, buddy? I bet Coach could probably hook it up with a handmade bow and arrow and some moccasins and fucking tear some shit up. Yeah, dude, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do with, like, out my blood pressure meds and shit. I don't know how long I'd fucking actually live. Actually, you know what, though? If I was only eating, like, fucking shit I hunted or killed, I'd probably have better blood pressure. Fucking, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's wrap this shit up. It's been a good run, but it's time to go. Well, you can brain tan, and that's this is gonna sound gross, but if you take every animal's brain is just enough to tan the hide. So you don't even really need the oil. If you brain tan a hide and stretch it, all while singing Around the Hills by Iron Maiden, yes. Have that shit on repeat. God, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, dude, I'd be fucked. I'd be so fucked. With no hearing aids, no fucking glasses, no blood pressure meds. Storing and moving fire and water. See, and that's where I think I'd have an advantage up here, is we do have a lot of streams, spring-fed streams that would be safe to drink out of, no matter what. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm enough of a history person. I think I know enough about it. Like, I'm probably one of those dudes though. Probably talks a lot of shit. Like, man, I can fuck do anything. I'd be way fuck do all this shit, and I probably fucking fail miserably. 1 week without my blood pressure meds, and I'm all fucking. I'd also be worthless too, because I'm fixed. I mean, wouldn't even be having any fun. Nah. Oh shit. There's a dude though, it kind of took over my my feed for a while. It was the dude from Alaska who fucking took a bunch of footage of himself like building a cabin and all that shit. Like living alone in the fucking, well, I don't remember the dude's name now, but if like a couple weeks ago it was like all up in my shit. A horse or a donkey is gold. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I don't know if my old ass can even get on a horse anymore. There's a lot of horses around me though. I'm sure I could handle getting one. Being able, like, there's other, like, you have to be able to create things that you can barter as well. Alcohol's a good one. Alcohol's a really good bartering chip. You can type from Outdoor Boys. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, what was that show? They redid it with like Chris Hemsworth, and it wasn't as good, but it was the Wolverines. What the fuck was the name of that movie? Where they were living in the first one, the Ruskies came, and the second one is like the North Koreans and the Chinese or whatever. Oh, the fuck, and they had to go up in the hills, and I'm bad with fucking names and shit today. I've been struggling. Couldn't remember Mitch Hedberg earlier. Couldn't remember Mitch Hedberg at all earlier. I'm just bad at this. Oh, I'm ready for soccer season to be over. Oh, this season anyway. I don't have the fucking kids up at 4 o'clock this morning to go to practice. It's fucking dumb. But yeah, Red Dawn. That's right, Red Dawn. I'm down, dude. Just fucking do it. I'm so down. Butt paper and boats and hose. Yeah. If you have those three things, that's like basic, you know, and that's not even in a doomsday scenario. That's a now scenario. You know what I mean? If I had butt paper, boats, and hose, fuck, my life's good, brother. My life is good. We scared all our viewers away. We only had like 4 people watching. Wonder how accurate this counter is on Restream. We have anybody watching tonight. Soccer season is kicking it. No, it is fucking bullshit. Oh, we only got a week left. We got 3 more games left in playoffs, and we're not making playoffs because our team sucks this year, which is fine. I'm not even mad about it. We had some internal drama. Shit went south. Fuck it, dude. We are done. I got so mad having getting the kids up. We have 3 games left. We have a game on Saturday, which is going to be a challenge. We can win it. I'm not sure how it's going to go. We could win or not. Not sure. Or the second to last game we have left, we are going to fucking smoke this team. They're horrible. They're like a division lower than us. So we're a much bigger school, much better team. We will handle them pretty significantly. And then the last team is like the 3rd place team in the state, who has only lost like a game to like the number 4 team in the state, and they are really good. So, there's nothing we were gonna do that's gonna beat them. So, it's whatever. It's fine. Fuck it. Army Navy game, yeah, that's coming. When's that coming up? That usually comes up like a little bit later, doesn't it? I'm excited for that this year. Army Navy game 2025 is Saturday, December 13th. Holy shit. I thought it was like closer to Thanksgiving. Man, that's like so far away. I want to see that shit now. Neighbor had his son's game in Sedalia. Yeah. I don't know how far away that is, but it sounds like fucking shitty. I'm looking forward to indoor. Fuck. Dude, I've been up for like ever. I'm so tired. Yeah, December 13th at Baltimore. I was like, I wonder if Vet Tix has anything, but I'm sure they probably get fucking swamped for that one. Oh, man. I wonder how. I think that's going to be a good game. Man, college football is getting kind of. I don't know. I think they need to do something about it. Coach, you're here. Hear me out on this one. We were talking about this at work the other day. What if they just took Division I college football and made it like English soccer or European soccer? The league, the way the league's set up. They have 25 teams, 50 teams, whatever. Pick the number of teams you want, like the top tier, right? Premier League, right? And then like League 1, League 2, League 3. Top 2 teams, the bottom 2 teams from each division get relegated down, right? Top 2 teams make their way up, okay? Teams in those only play each other, right? I'm so sick of watching a team like fucking Georgia play like Idiot Skills Community College. You know what I mean? Like, why we got 60-point blowouts, dude? Like, this is fucking stupid. It's not even worth watching. Like, really, the first month of college football isn't even worth watching. Every now and again, you get like, meh, it's all right. But like the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, they don't play. They might have a good game in there. Like that first week, it was like Texas and Ohio State. That was a pretty good game, right? That you have too many teams in college sports, college football and basketball in particular. You have the teams who are willing to put massive amounts of money into it. And you have the teams, right now you have teams, Nebraska, Wisconsin, University of Iowa, Northwestern, fucking to some extent Indiana, Mizzou. You have these teams that used to be good, right? That aren't putting the money into it. That a team that OU or Texas or A&M or Notre Dame, Ohio State, Coastal Carolina, Colorado, they're putting all this money into their program. And what it's doing is it's taking these other schools out of the mix. Let's take a team like Nebraska, for example. Nebraska football, for so many years, relied on, well, my daddy went to Nebraska and his daddy went to Nebraska. And I'm a big corn-fed lineman from Nebraska. And I'm gonna go to Go Big Red, which worked out great for them. There's a lot of football talent in Nebraska at the high school level, right? And they'd pick a litter of all these big fucking corn-fed Nebraska boys, right? And so they could get whatever they wanted or whatever they needed. Well, now those corn-fed Nebraska boys are getting fucking pulled down to Coastal Carolina or, these other big schools that have the money, right? Well, unless they want to pony up that money, they're not going to be competitive. And what this is going to do is it's going to turn a certain number of teams into national champion contenders simply because of the money they're going to spend. They can essentially buy a national champion. And I'm not even saying that fucking college kids shouldn't get paid. Okay, the reason is because of enrollment. D1 schools will always be okay. I'm not even saying have like larger schools v smaller schools. But that's what they're doing now for the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of college football. Well, they're all rivals. Fuck you. It's not your fucking rival, dude. It's some fucking skate game for you to get a better record moving forward. I'm talking about all those D1 schools. I'm talking about all these fucking, because now there's 55 bowl games and fucking all this other bullshit. I'm talking about cutting that number down to say 35 teams. 40, we'll say 40 teams. Okay, top 40 teams in the country. Okay, and then the next 40, and then the next 40. Have 3 divisions. Okay, there's what, about 120 D1 schools? Because you have teams like SDSU, that's a D1 school. You have teams like fucking North Dakota State, North Dakota, Montana, all those fucking RMAC schools and shit, right? That are D1 schools by size, but they don't have the football program that Auburn does. Okay, so you take the Auburn, the Georgia, Florida State, UT, A&M, OU, OSU, Ohio State, Notre Dame. You take those big schools, right? AP top 25 plus 15. Okay, we'll make it 40 schools. The bottom 2 schools of that group get relegated into the next tier down, and those kids get moved up, whether it be Iowa State or Nebraska or fucking Northwestern, right? Those kind of schools that, I don't know, are kind of in this middle group, right? And then you have the third tier of the South Dakota State University and fucking, I don't know, there's other schools like that size, right? You have those fucking schools that kind of get fucked, right? Which is fine. Let them play football, but instead of having your, Ohio State playing Idiot Skills Community College and then fucking Georgia playing, I don't know, fucking College of William and Mary or some shit like that, right? You only have those top tier teams only play other top tier teams. Then you get a more pure set of data to select a national champion, right? And then let all the bowl games do whatever the fuck they want to do. Oh, you're the Big 12 champion. Oh, yeah, you're going to play in the fucking Siesta Bowl or some shit, right? You're going to play in the Toilet Bowl. You're going to play in the fucking Taco John's Potato Olay Bowl or whatever the fuck they want to call it, right? You're the Taco Bell Burrito Bowl and you're the Pop-Tart Bowl and you get to fucking win and you get to eat a Pop-Tart or whatever the fuck it is. Right? It's called a scholarship. It's not just the scholarships, dude. Now they're paying these fucking kids money. They're paying these fucking kids, and some of these kids are making more money playing college than they're ever going to fucking make in the NFL. Which is fine. I don't even think they should not get paid. I think they should get paid. They are making that university, a top-tier quarterback or a top-tier wide receiver that may or may not make money in the fucking pros. Right? Every year we have we have a dozen really good college quarterbacks that graduate. Only 1 or 2 of them is going to go pro. Right? So they should, because they made, if you are playing for a team like Notre Dame and you're making that school a fuck ton of money, those big ass schools that, University of Texas or A&M or Georgia Tech or those, that's not cheap to go to those games and the amount of money that the university brings in from a football game. Those players should be getting a cut of that. I agree with that. I don't think they shouldn't. And same for volleyball or swimming or track. I think they should be getting some compensation more than just, here's room and board. Because that's what you can get from fucking Dakota State University. My daughter was looking at getting room and board from Dakota State to play soccer. Okay, coach says you can't work with 40 teams. Most you could do is 16. The English league work because each team plays each other twice, giving everyone a chance to play each other at each venue. Doing it in football with 16 teams, always everyone to play each other with one time 15 weeks and top 4 playoff, bottom 2 regulated. Yeah. Yeah, give me just a second, dude. What? Hold on. All right, give me just a second. I'm pulling up my video, and I'll send you a link. Copy to clipboard. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, that's WTF Nation Radio. I need mine. I fucking hate having 70 Facebook pages, dude. Shit pisses me off. All right. I'm sending it Sportsbone coach. We'll bring in Coach, and he can explain this better. I get all my settings set up. Dude, I haven't done this in a long time. Bam, bam, bam. Start virtual camera. Dude, I haven't done this shit in a long time. I haven't had a co-host in like forever. This is tough, man. I forgot what I was doing. There he is. I'm not gonna put you on video. You can just talk.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead, put me on video. What do you hear? What do you say?
No, I don't want.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me go. I don't even know if I still have a scene made for a fucking.
Well, I mean, gosh, it's been a bit. I mean, ATZ. Hope you're watching. I know it's been a bit for you.
Yeah,
Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, I think she's doing fine. She said she was doing fine. I talked to her the other day. She's doing okay. Okay. Anyway, so hear me out on this, okay?
Oh, I got my phone on here. And
Oh, you're late. Yeah, you're getting some weird.
Yeah, all right, that's off.
All right, so hear me out on this. We were talking about this the other day, and I think you have to have at least 20.
Okay, so here is the thinking, and here is my reasoning why you cannot have it that week. You can, and it would be a brilliant idea to do a top 20, hopefully a top 40, and do regulation or relegation.
Right.
But that league in the EPL, you've got 20 teams. It's 38 weeks long. Everybody plays each other one week, at each other's venues. So they've got everybody on a fair play system right there. And then at the end, that's when the playoffs will come in. You know it, and as well as who gets relegated and who gets brought up.
Right.
If we were to do that in college football, you have a certain time period. You have to be done by January, right?
Yeah.
Middle January.
Mm-hmm.
You have at most 16 weeks to get all of those bowls in there. Even if you did it at 20, that would be a total of 19 weeks. You would have to start in the middle of August, and then by the time you got to December, you still didn't have everybody, even including the playoffs, which goes to those bowl games.
Right.
So if your idea were to work, you would have to have a total of 16 weeks or 16 teams that would be able to work that way. And yeah, I do think it would be all right. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no way, because money would be way too daggone high. And then it would be negligible between the top 16 and then the next 16.
Okay. Well, because
your divide in money is coming from the top. I would tell you right now, the top 80 the top 50. Yeah, there's an imbalance betwing the bottom 130 and the top 50.
Right. I think there's quite a disparity between, say, Nebraska and Ohio State. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just that from the top 50 to the bottom 130. It's the top 10 to the top 20 to the top 30. You know what I mean? How because I guess because here's how I had laid out in my mind. Okay, 20 teams, 20 weeks. Okay, and you have
19 weeks.
19 weeks. So you have 10 home games, 10 away games. right? And you swap that. That's what we do. That's what we do in our state for high school, right? Like, so this week, tomorrow or Saturday, we're playing Rapid City Central at Rapid City Central. Okay. Next year, they're going to play us at home, and we swap back and forth. So you do that, and you have, and like I said, you relegate the bottom two, advance the top two from the next league up. So you're maybe not going to have 100% of that because you're going to have teams that are going to go away. But you're having teams last year. We'll go with Indiana last year. Their schedule, and I don't know who makes the schedules. That's above my pay grade. I know it has something to do with their athletic directors and the conference and everything else, right? But you have a team like Indiana last year who didn't have a real opponent until 8-9 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
Right. So how can you judge how good an Indiana is versus, say, a team like Iowa State, who by that time had played, in the first 9 weeks had played 7 ranked opponents. So you see what I mean? Like, so you're getting incomplete data to try to make a AP top 25 poll or whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
And until they step in, until somebody steps in, I'm not even saying the easiest way would be to put a spending cap on their teams. And that you know as well as I do, that's never going to happen.
Oh, that will never happen. Are you kidding me? Salary cap at that point, that's exactly what it will be. And God almighty, even, all right, there are 2 leagues that don't have a salary cap. Okay. MLB and NHL. Actually, I do believe NHL finally put in a salary cap, but for a long time they hadn't.
Right.
Major League Baseball has already said salary cap is never going to be an issue. And in a way, the NFL now makes hand over fist in money, so that guaranteed contract versus unguaranteed and payments and things like that, those are getting paid enough where there's enough money there. And same with the NBA, so they live with it. But yeah, if there is any type of salary cap that is going to be brought up upon by any of them, oh my God, no, especially in colleges. You will have labor unions going fucking berserk. Donald will be proud and saying salary caps are bad. It's going to be communism. It's just like socialism. Look at the NBA, bad ratings when the salary cap came up. Now it's a players only league. You can't have that in colleges because colleges is just an indoctrination for the left to go ahead and tell you about the communist and socialist agenda. Okay. That's how it goes.
Right.
I'm
so
not wrong.
So that's what I mean. So that's never going to happen. So because here's my argument for doing, and not even for a salary cap, but for having a balanced schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
Is one, your viewership is going to go up when you have I don't watch college football games on a Saturday that are going to be total shithouse blowouts. I'm not going to watch the game. You know what I mean? And maybe they're in-person attendance. Maybe that doesn't really affect that. But I feel like it probably does. But I know for like their network viewership and their share to the networks is going to be way down. Secondly, and this is going to be mildly controversial, I think, but why do we have to only have college football on Saturdays? Why can't you have like a Tuesday and a Saturday game?
I am so glad that you brought that up. That you brought some of this up. Okay. Now, there is something, and there is a federal law, because I brought that up in the sports bar earlier regarding football, because we were talking about Thursday football, how every team now has to play one Thursday game a year. And I actually think that's fair, and how the Thursday night game came along. There is a national law, and it got started with football back in the 50s or 60s, that Fridays are designated for high school football.
Okay.
Going into Sunday or Saturday mornings. Saturdays are always designated for college football. Sundays are designated for professional football.
Right.
The NFL extended that because nobody was playing on Mondays, so the Monday Night Football came along. And Thursday had always traditionally been whomever was playing. ESPN had Thursday night football games. The NFL experimented or always had Thursday football games because, well, they played on Thanksgiving. So playing on a Thursday, they knew it was doable for years. With the NFL Network coming out, that was the hook because those games were available on the NFL Network.
Yes.
The popularity of the Thursday games came along on one particular one, and that happened to be the game. It was either, I'm not sure if it was either the network or the game, but that game was supposed to be a dud at the end of the season. But it was the game against the Giants against the Patriots, week 17 of the NFL, when the Pats were going for the undefeated season. And little did we know that 4 weeks later it would be a rematch against the Giants and the Pats. So those Thursday games became the lexicon where every college has ESPN runs their college games, but they also know that they're going to be going against the NFL because that's due for them.
Right.
There are Tuesday games. Those are very hard to do, but you can do it if you have a small community to do so. And there is, which is the historically black colleges actually have a showcase game on Tuesday evenings. So good for them. They're able to get that going and kind of going in from a Tuesday to a Saturday. It's the same thing as going from a Sunday to a Thursday. So, a little bit as far as the games going from there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The other, the games on Wednesday, that's always up in the air. There's
because Wednesday's kind of a church night. I think that was kind of the big, back when
it still is a fellowship night.
It is, yeah. Well, and I know my kids on Wednesdays go to confirmation. So I mean, it's not like it's nothing, but
we did mention that there's going to be a time in October when there will be a football game being played starting like one random Tuesday. Or the one random Thursday, they're going to have a Thursday game, and then we're going to have football every day for like the next 7 or 8 weeks.
I love that.
Till the end of the college football season.
God,
that's how it's going to end up being, and that's
so much better than baseball, though.
Yeah, it is.
Baseball does that for 9 months, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But let me bring this up, and this is where this kind of comes in as far as the divisions and the things that are coming up with how much we do with our football. That is all Division I football that we are talking about there. If we were to debate that and to put all of those teams together as far as the English Premier League, that would go all the way down to that league that Wrexham was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, the League One or League Two. So the league that they were in, you would be at that level for, actually you would be below that level. You would be in the non-registered because I think like they go down to 160. So you would be in the FCS region where Wrexham was at the beginning. And do you see where I'm talking about, where all of these football games are being played week and days and all of this time available to the people, on a weekly basis, consistent? They're not going to want to get rid of it that way. They're not going to want to move it.
But
here's one thing I'll give you about inequality. The inequality for these upper echelon teams like Texas and, the freaking Bama and Ohio State and Michigan, they are going to get hand over fist in the money.
Right.
But we don't know the long-term effect of it just yet.
Right.
How well do we know what the money's going to be well spent?
Right.
Who's the one who just left out that the Carson Beck
Yeah.
Didn't he go to Miami and now like he's stinking up the joint and he should have been like, the number one pick in the draft?
Mhm.
So we don't know what's going to be happening where the money's going to be bad and the money's going to be spent good.
Well,
I mean,
I'll even
somebody
take your.
spent
I'll
it on
take your.
Shador Sanders.
That was the name I was going to say. Your boy Shador. He and I don't know enough to know how much he was making at Colorado.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his contract.
He took a pay cut to go to the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so let's go with someone who.
In fact, here's another good one. Look at Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Dear God, this guy went from shit to sugar to he's throwing like Uncle Rico to I don't know. Is he going to be back to being the number one pick in the NFL draft?
But
yeah, this dude right there, that's $10 million in that.
But okay, we'll go, and I don't even know names. We'll take some, wide out from somewhere like Iowa State. Okay, probably not going to get drafted in the NFL. If they are, they'll be practice team for a year or two, making league minimum and get out. But
might make it special teams, something like that.
Yep, yeah. But in all reality, they're making more money. They're making more money playing college football. Now, I'm going to say this as I watch my son, who plays varsity soccer, has played varsity soccer since 8th grade. How much time he spends in the weight room, how much time he spends on the practice field, how much time he spends in his bedroom. You know what I mean? If you want to be a D1, and he's not going to be
you might want to watch that last one.
Right. But I'm just saying, well, dude, it's soccer, so all he needs is a ball and a wall. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, how much time? Yeah, see?
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a glory hall for the wall.
But you see what I mean? Like, these kids do, and it starts young, and they put in they dedicate a lot of time and effort, especially when to be a D1 athlete. Right? If you want to make that, even like I said, Iowa State level kind of, or somewhere like that, those kids put in a lot of effort to get there. And I think they should be rewarded for that. I'm not saying they shouldn't. And I think that should be for volleyball and for soccer and for wrestling and I think they all should be compensated at some level for that. I don't think they should be making fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be making more in college than they would on a pro field. I'm not saying that. But I think they should, like I said, those, and I said that, I don't know how much you're listening to the show. I was like, the fucking colleges make money off these kids. Don't fucking kid yourself and say they don't.
They're making hand over fist and money.
Yeah.
For a lot of this. But this is also what I'm going to mention as far as, if we look at football in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is where I'm gonna have to actually drop out of this because I'm getting a little tired. It's fucking almost midnight.
Yeah, I was getting ready to shut. I was getting ready to shut it down when you called me, but
no, you're good. But so here's an absolute. Wait a minute, where the fuck am I going with this? Yeah. Because we just looked at football in a vacuum. Okay, so. All of these top 20, teams bringing in $200 million, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, we are looking at this in a vacuum because when Michigan's football team takes in 190 some odd million, that money goes to Michigan women's lacrosse team. When the University of Texas is coming in with $250,000, that also goes to the frickin' natatorium for their national championship swimming team,
right?
Both men's and women's,
right?
So when we look at those little things right there, as far as the money that they're paying and the NIL deals and all of that, we've also got to take into account that there are, for every football, football is the money maker. Football is the driving force for all of it. This is the driving force for sports. It's a driving force for the NCAA.
Right.
Every other sport, actually, I would take that back, minus men's basketball, depending on the year, women's basketball, and also depending on the year, men's baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Every other sport is now dependent on football to bring in the revenue,
right,
which they are doing for that.
Right. And you have teams.
That's their cash
and
cow.
you have teams. We'll take teams like UNC. Okay.
Yeah.
UNC, they don't have a trash football team, but they're a basketball school. UNC is a basketball school. But I mean, you have teams like LSU. Like their women's basketball team was not, they brought in some money too. and their gymnastics team brought in some money. And
Yes.
and I'm not saying
Now
like
they are, yeah.
and I'm not saying they shouldn't. They absolutely should.
And here's another one. A big one for University of Nebraska. Their women's
volleyball team. Fuck yeah,
Absolutely.
dude. Trust me, I have every time the volleyball team's playing, I'll have them come on during Monday Night Football, dude. In my sports book, I'll have 80 people watching Monday Night Football, and I'll get 5 people. Can you put the Nebraska volleyball game on? Fuck you. No.
Yeah.
This is a sports book, not a sports bar. Go find somewhere else. Go to your fucking room.
And I'll tell you, that one. Like I'll bring up other smaller ones. The University of West Virginia, 20 co-ed freaking shooting national championships, most co-ed all time. The University of Denver, they've got hockey and skiing national championships. They're not bringing in like a lot of money. That's barely bringing in any money for a lot of them. What's the one that there's the 4 teams for the Bean Pot?
Oh yeah.
Boston College, Harvard. One of them is like a real small school, like Northeastern or something like that.
Yep.
They don't make the money off that.
And like you look at teams. You got teams like up here, like University of North Dakota, NDSU, USD.
Yeah.
Like they have fucking awesome hockey teams. They're in the fucking Frozen Four every goddamn year, right? But yeah, their fucking football teams suck. But this is where I get back to the whole thing.
But the football's bringing in the money.
The football is bringing in money. But if you had there's 265 Division I college football teams. 265. 136
is that
teams,
including FBS?
136 in FBS, and then 129 in FCS.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, you've got, but what I'm saying is if you, and I understand too with like, okay, say next week Bama's playing Idiot Skills Community College, right?
Yeah.
They're going to make $25 million from ad revenue from the network game, okay? Bama gets a big part of it, and then Idiot Skills Community College gets money in that pot too. They get a little honey from that pot.
Yeah, they do.
That's
why that's how App State became one of the best FBS schools, is because they would always take Florida State. They took Michigan several times.
Yep.
And they beat them.
But how much more money would these places make if they played instead of Bama playing Idiot Skills Community College, they played Michigan, or they played Auburn, or they played Nebraska? You know what I mean? And because then you're going to have the fan base from both those teams watching the show. You see what I mean? It makes for for the fans, it makes for a better game. It makes for increased viewership, and it makes for a more, it takes that argument out at the end of the season, because no matter who gets crowned national champion, this has been for 20 years or plus now. No matter who the national champion is, well, they didn't play XYZ. They didn't play Oregon, or they didn't play fucking Indiana. They didn't. So what, dude? But then you look at these teams. You look at the first 6 weeks of their season, and they're playing shit schools. Well, we need to remedy that at some way, and I don't. And they're obviously not going to self-remedy, right? They're not going to. We've given them time after time after time. How do you make them either take them out of contention? Take them out of contention. Say, okay, you have to play. You have a 20-week schedule. Give them a schedule, and of those 20 weeks, 15 has to be against, this tier of opponent, or you're not eligible for a bowl game.
Well, that and there goes into that part about the conferences and trying to break that up, because the way football is set up right now with the historical conferences and with the way that the division is.
But I mean, the conferences the last 10 years have been, dude, I don't even fucking know who's in what conference anymore.
Yeah,
and they're not even the same fucking conferences.
No, they're not. I mean, I find it funny that, I think freaking King was saying he's looking forward to Oregon and Penn State. And I keep on forgetting that's the fucking Big Ten.
Yeah.
I agree with you that, because the structure that is set up for the conferences was that they are responsible for their own broadcast deals. That was always the way, and that was set up the way. The Big East was the first to ever do that, the old Big East. That's how they got started, was to play games against each other, but to broadcast those games on what was then the emerging market of cable television, especially ESPN. That's how so that's how all of that shit came through, was the conferences were able to negotiate their TV plans. When they became decentralized outside of those TV plans, and each conferences went to it, that's where the distribution of money started coming. If you do that, you would have to negotiate with one or two or three types of super conferences that would divide everybody. And I agree that that might be worth it. But man, do you know how many old money people with like 4 first names as their full name and like a doctor in front of it are going to rise up and try to get rid to say that you guys are fucking around with our money?
Yeah, but they are already. Because they've got. I mean, like a lot of the stuff that I broadcast at my work is on the Big Ten network. It's on the SEC network. It's on. You know what I mean? It's not even on. It's not even on ABC or NBC or CBS anymore. It's on. Fucking is either on a streaming service.
The bigger channels, yeah.
It's either on a streaming service of some kind. Almost everything I play is on ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah.
Or it's on the Big Ten network, on the SEC network, on the Midcoast Sports Network. It's not even on like, you know what I mean? It's all
not on ABC, CBS. There's marquee games on there, but there isn't the others. I
don't even think anymore. Like I said, the conferences all have their own networks. So they've taken some of those Vanderbilts and shit out of it.
But that's where I'm also coming from, is that if you were going to have to do that with the top 20, what are you going to tell number 21? Number 21 might be Florida State.
Yeah, and then
number 21 might be Clemson.
Then play harder next year. But then play harder next year, and if you're in the top 2, the bottom 2 from the top 20 get relegated. Now you're in that top 20, and that gives them an incentive. That gives them an incentive to play harder and work up, because you have teams. You've had teams the last several years. I'll go with Nebraska. I'll keep throwing it because I watch a lot of, because I have a lot of Nebraska fans around here. Yeah. They haven't had the toughest schedule, and they still have played like dog shit. And then they'll throw, well, we don't put the money in. Well, then fucking shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean? Like that you got to have an incentive for these teams to move up, because they know, Nebraska knows they're not going to be in contention for a national championship, because they're not willing to put the money that a Notre Dame or Ohio State or Oregon or Indiana or name the fucking Auburn. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those teams are putting that money in, expecting those results. A team like Nebraska, a team like Michigan, a team like Iowa State, the most they're hoping for is like the fucking Taco Bell Burrito Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be a national champion contender. So what are they really playing for? Does that make sense? Like, they're in this weird limbo system. So if you give them some sort of, conference, not even a conference anymore, because the conferences are so diluted and don't really serve a purpose, right?
No, they don't.
Well, other than if you're the Big 12 champion,
now because of the way that the things are set up, yes, they are, because that's the way this playoff is. The Power 5 conferences, or the Power 4, the automatic bids are coming in from those. So I mean, in a way, yeah.
But those teams were going to get in anyway.
How many people do we have this year? Is it 12 or 16
for the playoffs? I don't know.
Yeah, I know it was 12 last year.
I think it's still
it might
12.
Be 16 this year.
Did they expand it? I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Either. I don't remember either. I had something I was going to bring up regarding money. I can't remember exactly what it was, but don't worry about it. There should be a smarter way.
Yeah,
there really should be. But you know what? I am going to say this is a hell of a lot better than the BCS. This is a hell of a lot better than the split national championships, because a voter thought somebody else was better. Like, it always baffled me that Penn State won a national champion. It didn't win a national championship because of 1 touchdown difference between them and Nebraska in 1995.
Right.
It baffled my head about that one. Then when the BCS came up, and somehow, the people that were, I can't remember, but the BCS just sucked ass.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several of those games I was like, okay, completely illegitimate. But what we've got now is, the best compromise for what we have to get a whole bunch of old people that don't want to give up power to somewhat come up collectively together to bring all football together.
Right.
That's, when you've got way too many of these people who are the presidents and the educators of, the greatest institutions in the world and what they're playing for. Yeah, you're going to have to answer too many people who've got too high of a brow and too long of a last name and too much pull academia-wise in other directions that, you don't want to really fuck around with them, especially as the NCAA.
Yeah,
but you know what? I do give one thing. I do give the NCAA absolutely great credit for. They are an unbelievably efficient organization.
They are.
Because the NCAA's funding, 70% of it. It used to be 100%, but now it's about 70%. 70% of all NCAA operations are funded by one event. That is the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. I heard that. Yeah.
All that, unbelievable. 70% of that comes from that 1 month. Work 1 month and you get 70% of your entire budget on there. And all they're really doing is just telling CBS to play that song and, put a highlight package together of all the games that we're playing so you can put one shining moment together.
Well, what they need to do is keep doing the fucking throwback broadcast on NFL. That was awesome. Did you watch that?
I did not. I was just waiting for, I'm not even watching if the Jets game is even on one of the channels, I will not watch it. I will just wait until they're on the Red Zone channel because that's how terrible it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like being a Jets fan. That is.
No. And I might, and I got to let, what's the new guy's name? The social media capture guy. Is that Shockwave or?
Oh yeah. The Shocker or something. Phil says the NCAA is new age slavery. And they're saying that Bobby Boucher and the Mud Dogs are going to go all the way.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's too late for this bullshit.
I purposely...
I'm not entertaining this horse shit right now.
I purposely left out the comments earlier because you would have went off and it's too late for that.
Thank fucking God.
You're welcome, buddy.
I'm not even looking at it.
Well, it was your favorite league, so...
Oh, the WNBA?
Yep. Yep. But
I mean, I'm not worried about that.
It's fine, buddy. It's fine. They're in their playoffs. It's good.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, playoffs started I think last weekend. Oh. I'm not sure. I know you gave so much shits about it, so
Yeah, I know. Thanks for letting me know. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I actually heard something that was pretty outlandish that Angel Reese might have played her last game for Chicago. If anybody is correct, she should have just played her last game in the WNBA. I would gladly have her play over in the Russian league that Brittany Griner played in. That would probably be the best place for Angel Reese to go play. Go play in Russia.
I think she's not far from it, buddy. I think she's not far from it.
I hope she does.
Yeah,
I hope she really does.
And I think. Without Caitlin Clark, it's not worth watching.
Yeah, and without Sophie Cunningham and God,
you know what? You're right. Sophie Cunningham's better. She's more fun to watch.
Better looking.
I will say this about the WNBA. I will 100% say this, and I don't love watching it. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
The refs still call fouls and traveling and double dribbling and all that shit, and the fucking NBA is like, fuck it, y'all do what you want. That's the only thing. That is the only like plus side to that is there's still rules in the WNBA. It used to be that way for college, and now they're like, nah, college basketball is getting away from the whole fucking rules thing too, and it makes it hard. It makes it hard for me as an old man to watch. all I'm going to say.
I could say something about that. But
Say it. Fucking say it. This show, there's no script, there's no rules, nobody gives a fuck. It's fucking midnight, nobody's listening.
No, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
All right,
I
buddy.
really am, man. So, yeah, it's all right. But sorry, Radar, I can't do it.
All right,
tonight,
buddy.
man. I'm out of that one, but I will bow gracefully. I do appreciate you letting me on.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Yeah. Next time though, like let me know if I'm trying to set shit up in the middle of the fucking show.
I did. This was just impromptu.
Wait, in all fairness, I needed that because it has been so. I had to re-log in to fucking.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, that's how long it's been since I've been on fucking OBS or not OBS. What is that thing called that we use?
Restream.
Video Ninja.
Oh, video, yeah.
It is. I had to re-log in. That's how long it's been since I've been on this fucking show. Yeah.
All right, man.
So
well,
thanks, buddy.
take care, buddy.
Yep. Hey, we'll see you later, man.
Later.
Oh shit! It's always good to have Coach on. It's always good to have a backup too. I miss fucking. I miss TZ being here, having someone to bounce ideas off of. It's like you should have your fan badge back. I didn't take it. I think the WNBA is trash, dude. You're right. Here's what I'm going to say on that. And this is where I like the WNBA. I need another drink. Yeah, fuck, bro. Heard it. I like the WNBA because I have daughters. And I want them to see that is possible for them to raise to that. I hope, and this is one thing I was kind of hoping as like the streaming shit really gets going, that we are introduced to other sports and other leagues. Like what was that? Like rugby, that one, the rugby chick that was on like Dance with the Stars stuff. She's kind of having her kind of bring attention to women's rugby and fucking, you know what I mean? I don't hate like all these different sports. And I think like, I'll go back to what I was saying. The coach, like my kids play soccer and I see how much dedication they have on the field and off the field to playing soccer, and all the early mornings going to practice and late nights in the weight room and all that stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff. And soccer, there's no end to the season. Like football season gets over, football's over till next season. Soccer never ends. Soccer has 1 month off in the summer if your kids are into it. So I mean, like, you don't, and I know that like my niece, she does gymnastics. Fucking gymnastics is insane. Gymnastics is insane, the amount of work they put in to be even college level gymnasts. The level of intensity and training you have to do to even get to that level to make it to college is fucking ridiculous, right? And I think that, we watch football or basketball or hockey and we see these kids literally getting the shit beat out of each other. And we're like, oh, this fucking sucks. We don't take into account how hard it is to make the Nebraska volleyball team or the University of Iowa wrestling team. You know what I mean? We kind of forget the kids do that stuff too. Actually, you know what? Honestly, the kid at let's see, I've said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of my kids have graduated now and went to college. 1 got a scholarship. She got a scholarship for band. Yeah. 6-year-old goes to gymnastics 4 days a week and she's 6. Yeah. It's fucking crazy how intense that training is on these kids. And if they want to make it, especially like in gymnastics, how competitive that is to get to a handful of college spots and even less, Olympic spots. So that's why, if they have a string, I said, I work in a sports book. I have 12 tuners. And during like a Tuesday afternoon when there's not shit else going on, I'll put on NCAA soccer. I'll put on a college hockey game or a college gymnastics or college softball because those kids work hard too. I won't ever turn off a fucking AP top 25 college football team to put on some fucking college volleyball. I'm not doing that shit. But I still want to recognize that those kids do some hard work. So, oh, fucking hockey, dude. Holy shit. I have friends of mine who do hockey, and like it's intense. And they go to like Canada and like all over, like we're in South Dakota. They go to like Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan and Canada and North Dakota. Like they're always traveling far. Dude, fucking soccer. Hockey sucks. Soccer's pretty much up there. We travel a lot in the wintertime. Benjamin, how's the team? My team? Good. The girls, I won't have girls this year. I'm going to have boys. I might have high school boys this year. U19 boys. So it's going to be crazy. But my U19, my daughter graduated. I did promise them that I would coach a team. Beach volleyball goes to Europe. Holy shit. Fuck that. Ugh. Yeah. We travel. Like I said, in South Dakota, I'll go to Minnesota and Colorado and Wyoming and North Dakota and Billings, Montana, all over South Dakota. We'll have one tournament in Nebraska. We travel quite a bit for soccer. It's most of ours are within 6 hours, though, 6 to 8 hours. One nasty, and they can't dance or go to gymnastics anymore. It's kind of like that on swim teams too. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, 5 days a week for wrestling. Yeah, dude. Listen, I grew up in Iowa, and yeah, wrestling was where it was at, and those kids fucking, dude. I had a really good buddy of mine. I had two good friends of mine. Actually went to college for wrestling from my high school, and they fucking, dude, they were always in the gym, always running, always fucking. They were workers, man. And here's the deal. And I think every D1 athlete, if you want to be a Division I athlete, whether it be in soccer or wrestling or football or baseball or track, cross country or swimming or gymnastics, name the fucking sport. If you want to be a Division I athlete at a named school, at a school that if I said the name, you wouldn't understand it, takes that kind of level of dedication. Name the sport, and it takes that level of dedication because they have, you take I'll take a soccer team, right? And this is the only reason I'm saying soccer because I went through this last year with my daughter. Okay, she was looking at playing at Dakota State. And they have, soccer team's 11 people. That's their varsity squads, 11 people on the field, and they have an additional 9 scholarships they give out. It's 20 scholarships, okay? They only do 5 a year. Dakota State's a tiny school in Madison, South Dakota. Not even a Division I school. Okay. And the level of, they had girls coming there to try to just get, the only thing their scholarship offered was room and board. That was it. Room and board. And it was insane. They had people coming there from Arizona and Nebraska and New Mexico. There's a couple kids there from Florida, North Carolina, to this little bitty podunk school in South Dakota to try to play women's soccer. It's crazy. Yeah, one nasty accident. Yes. Yeah. One bad trip, one bad fall, one bad slide tackle. Yeah, dude. I know. It sucks. Cardio's big, yeah. But it's it's all of it. I mean, it's all these sports, and it's gotten really competitive to do that. And like I said, the only kid of mine that's ever got a scholarship was my daughter, who was in the band. And my daughter, who went to the soccer ID camps and stuff, she's fine. She's a fine player. Played varsity for a couple years. She's a good player. She's perfectly fine. But she didn't want to put forth the effort to be a D1 or D2 athlete. So yeah. Yeah, bicycle riding. Yeah, dude, we used to do shit all the time. I ran cross country and track, so we did basically all cardio. But yeah, I look at my kids now. Like my kid who plays, he's been playing varsity since 8th grade. He's 6'3", 160, and he's the fastest kid on the team. As a sophomore, he's the fastest kid on the team. Faster than the seniors, faster than the juniors. And he's probably He's all conference as a sophomore. So probably all state as a junior and senior. Playing out of position. He's playing back. He's been a striker his whole life. He's playing center back, and he's killing it. But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. Those kids work hard, and I like I said, like coach said, football and basketball are the money makers, but they all work hard. But it's 10:30 my time. I've been up since 4:00 this morning. I'm ready for fucking bed. It's 12:30 on the East Coast. I know you guys have been out. Do schools in Texas offer soccer, volleyball scholarships? I'll tell my daughter she has to join the Air Force or get a sports scholarship. You know, it used to be, I don't even know if Title IX is a thing anymore, but it used to be that schools had to offer as many scholarships for men and women. So, if they offer 50 scholarships for football and basketball, they got to offer 50 scholarships for women's sports. So depending on the school and where they're at and what they're doing, women's soccer is definitely probably a thing. Volleyball, I assume, yeah. It depends on the school. It would have to work, you have to worry about the school and what they're doing. But yeah, I imagine that there's probably some school. But go ahead, tell her to do ROTC or something, man. Then she goes to school for free, and tell her to be like Air Force, Air National Guard or some shit. Do her time there. That'd be fucking tits. That's what I tell my kids to do. Don't listen. But it's good for them. But anyway, I'm going to start wrapping shit up. It has been a pleasure. I love doing this show, and I appreciate everyone being here. You guys are great. You've been listening to me, Radar, and Coach. We had a special guest coach popping in on the Smoke Pit. Here every Wednesday at 2300 Eastern, 2100 Mountain, 2200 Central, and 2000 Pacific. Love being here. Love you guys being here. Tomorrow night is Sart's time. Ice and Spanky. They'll be talking about, I was going to bring this up, but I ain't going to, but I'm sure they'll bring it up tomorrow. The some lethality stuff got brought up, so they had to cancel some women's programs. I'm sure Spanky's got an opinion on that, which I 100% agree with her opinions. I still wear leggings and short running through the woods and riding a bicycle when I can. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Friday night is they do like the gaming stuff. I fucking tagged it. I don't remember what it's called now. But they do the wargaming stuff on the weekends. And then Sunday night's a Downs a day, no scheduled activities. Will not be here, no Spanky, no nothing. Monday is the aptly named Monday edition. It's an edition, happens every Monday, about current events, news, sports, all kinds of fun shit. Tuesday night is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and one of his harem of co-hosts. We'll be hanging out, shooting the shit, having a good time. Wednesday night early, the first half of our doubleheader is a sports bar with actual King Smith and Coach, who graciously was here earlier, talking about sporting goods, sporting events, how shit I'm doing at fantasy football. Dude, my team's only had like 48 points or some shit this week. I fucking suck. It's fantasy football. Anyway, good times. And then second half is me right here. I was running. I appreciate everyone being here tonight. We will be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. And we'll talk to you soon. Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.